Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, it's good to see you. Okay, in this video I would like to present materials related to English syntax. But by the way, do you know what is syntax? Yeah, syntax is a branch of linguistics which study how sentences are formed. Or we can also say that syntax is study of grammatical structure of language. In analyzing syntax, there are two important parts. What are they? First is phrase and then the second is clause. So in this occasion, I will present materials about phrase and clause. So check it out. Okay, the first point is about phrase. What is phrase? Phrase is a group of words that stand together as a single grammatical unit. It is commonly characterized as a grammatical unit at a level between a clause and a word. And phrase is a group of words that act like a part of speech, such as noun, verb, adjective, adverb, and preposition. And one important thing that you have to know is that a phrase is not a sentence. Remember, a phrase is not a sentence. Why? Because it is not a complete idea with a subject and a predicate. Or in other words, a phrase doesn't have a subject and a verb. In English, there are 5 different kinds of phrase. First is noun phrase. For example, my best friend, the best idea, and a beautiful girl. And then the second is verb phrase. This phrase consists of a combination between an auxiliary verb and a main verb. For example, has gone, and then is going, and then will go, and etc. And then the third adjective clause. For example, a dark room, a sweet apple, a blue shirt, and etc. And then the fourth is adverbial phrase. For example, usually get up, and then as fast as possible, and very slowly. And then the fifth, prepositional phrase. For example, on the bathroom floor, in the noun, at the room, and etc. But remember that preposition always appear in front of the phrase. So we have to put the preposition before the phrase. Okay? Okay, those are the different types of phrase. So let's jump to the next point. Okay, and the next point is about clause. In language, clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a predicate or verb. So it can be a sentence, but not always, because it has a subject and a verb. And there are 2 types of clause. First is independent clause, and the second is dependent clause. For independent clause is a complete sentence or touch. It can stand alone as a sentence and express a complete touch. For example 1. I planted roses. I as the subject, and then planted as the verb, roses as the object. And then the second example. They meet Gio. They as the subject, and then meet as the verb, Gio as the object. So from these 2 examples, we can immediately know what the meaning of these 2 sentences. Because these 2 sentences are expressing a complete touch and called independent clause. Okay, and the second is dependent clause. Dependent clause is incomplete sentence or touch. It contains a subject and predicate, but it doesn't express a complete touch or idea. Let's take a look to the example. Example 1. Because I like flowers. I as the subject and then like as verb, flowers as the object. But because I like flowers. Then what happened because I like flowers? So this is not complete sentence or touch. And then example 2. When they go to the bookstore. When they go to the bookstore. They as the subject and then go as the verb, bookstore as the object. Then what happened when they go to the bookstore? So this is not a complete touch or sentence. But it is important to remember that dependent clause can be a complete sentence. But how to do it? Yeah, to make a complete sentence, the dependent clause must be connected with an independent clause. So we have to combine them. So let's make another example. Example 1. I planted roses because I like flowers. I planted roses as independent clause and then because I like flowers as the dependent clause. So if we combine both of them, it will be a complete sentence, right? So let's make one more example. When they go to the bookstore, they meet Gio. When they go to the bookstore, as dependent clause, and then they meet Gio as the independent clause. So we combine both of them and they will be a complete sentence. Well, and then to make you more understand about the differences between phrase and clause, please look to this table. Okay, phrase versus clause. The first difference is that phrase do not contain a subject and a predicate, but clause contain a subject and a predicate. And then the second, phrase cannot convey a complete touch, but a clause can sometimes convey a complete touch. And then the third, phrase cannot stand alone, but clause, especially independent clause, can stand alone. And then phrase is a group of words, but it is smaller than a clause, while a clause is a group of phrases. It is bigger than a phrase, but smaller than a sentence. And those are some differences between phrase and clause. Well, those are the materials about phrase and clause that I want to share you. So finally, I really hope that this video will be beneficial for you who want to know more about phrase and clause. Okay, that's all from me. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. The last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.